Welcome back. The drone debate taking off this week after a couple of incidents are raising safety concerns, like this one, a drone flying directly into fireworks and another drone almost hitting a police helicopter near the George Washington Bridge in New York City. And both of these involved recreational drones, which the federal government allows for now, while it continues to ban drones for commercial use. But Rich, you say the government has this one backwards. Explain.
Entirely backwards. Look, a company like Amazon is contemplating using drones to do individual delivery of packages to houses. I would trust Amazon because Amazon has deep pockets. Therefore, they're going to have to train their drone operators, and they're going to have to operate under very strict standards, or else they're going to get their rear suit off if they screw up. Whereas, Joe the drunk flying through a 4th of July fireworks celebration is a real risk.
Yeah, and a risk for airplanes. I mean, I know there's a limitation. You can't fly it near, airports. But, I'll tell you, Carrie, it's so scary. And also, you could be at the beach and some guy is just flying a drone over your beach blanket, right?
Yeah, no, we actually saw that happen. It was a private beach, and this guy was going and hovering over a bunch of women. Really creepy. But Rich, I agree with your justification for commercial drones, but I just don't see how we could ban personal drones as well. I think the rationale would exist for both. I do think that there is more risk when you increase the liability to a company level. So I think we should allow them both for both personal and commercial.
Sabrina, but aren't there on both sides, whether it's commercial or personal? I mean, we've had car accidents, train accidents, airplane accidents. Yeah, I get the commercial use angle that they may be safer at it and they have insurance to cover it. It still won't stop the problem of, a flock of drones, hovering in the sky and causing a lot of havoc. Go ahead.
Right. Well, I mean, I definitely have heard a lot of conversations about this on the radio, on TV now, so I think we're having the conversation that needs to be had. But one of the things that we need to pay attention to is how government is using them, right? So the government is currently using drones because they're so much more affordable for things like search and rescue operations than traditional helicopters. So we have to assume that this is a market that only has room to grow, and we need to figure out, as a society, with government's help, how do we do this safely? Because from marketing to agriculture, there's just tremendous potential here.
Right. John, Tammy, where do you come down? Is it good for, say, Amazon to be able to deliver products to people on the 20 millionth floor of a skyscraper, or Joe Schmo having a beer, using a drone to peek on Sabrina or Carrie at the beach? Go ahead.
I say let 1,000 flowers bloom. Will there be mistakes? Of course there will be, but mistakes are how we evolve and advance economically. We're going to see drones transform how we get consumer goods. I saw an article today about how it's going to transform how we watch college football. Let these things do it. Get the government out of the way and let entrepreneurs work their magic.
But Bill Baldwin, at what cost are these mistakes? How costly could they be? Go ahead.
Well, the Tammany-Carlgard School of Economics, to which I usually subscribe, is let it fly, and the market will work things out. Well, it's only until some robocop delivering a pizza flies into a jet engine and causes a real catastrophe. And so I think we ought to have a simpler solution. My solution is no drones, either commercial or recreational, within 20 miles of an airport.
There you go. Rick Unger, what do you think?
Well, first I think I want to know why you were concerned about Carrie and Sabrina being spied on, but not John or Bill.
Or me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You don't need to worry about
it,
Rick.
That's number one. Number two, an exemption to all pizza places if it speeds up delivery. It's a good thing. This is pretty simple, actually. We license people to drive a car, license people to drive a drone. Right. Two, you simply put limits on how high they can go, depending on what they are, and you have to be licensed for that. This is not rocket science. They are flying things. The FAA covers flying things. Right. There are things we know how to do to make it safe. It's that
We've got to wait almost a year and a half for those FAA rules. Well, thanks, gang. You pollute, you pay, and get this. The government wants